Well, it's unbelievable that the whole business started from a postcard. Back in the spring of 1977, I had been teaching for 5 years and we'd been married for 2 years. And we were looking for something else possibly to get involved with. And one day in the mail, I got a postcard talking about this wonderful world of student travel, educational travel. The following year, October of 1977, I went on a trip to Washington, D.C. with 40 students from my school. And after this trip, I don't know who was more excited, the students or me. I had such a wonderful time. I've never been on a trip like that because we came from a family of 7. My father being self-employed, we never had an opportunity to take very many vacations. So this was an incredible experience, and I thought I died and went to heaven. And that was enough to really get me hooked. I applied for a leave of absence. In the following school year, I took a leave and went to work full-time in the business. And then 1980, I never had thought at that point that it would turn into a business. But in 1980, Nancy and I made the decision in order to try to start our own business, and that was called Scholastic Tours in 1980.
Someday the truth will find you, and in that moment you'll find home. In a whisper, it steps behind you. You may feel lonely, but you're not alone. And as the miles pass you by, they leave you with a song, with a smile in your eyes, you travel on. You travel on. You reach for the highest star, you dance with all your heart, you travel on. It's your calling, like second nature, and it's rising from your soul. It's the one thing to satiate your constant longing to be whole. And as the days pass you by, they leave you with a song, with a tear in your eye, you travel on. You travel on. You reach for the highest star, you dance with all your heart, you travel on. In the morning, when you're aching, and the sunlight hits your eyes, you feel you are falling, you are mistaken. You see your moment, it has arrived. And as the world passes by, it greets you with a song, with a spark in your eyes, you travel on. You travel on. You reach for the highest star. You dance with all your heart. You travel on.
Over the years, you could look at the numbers, you could look at the number of trips, but probably the greatest highlight for me is the people that I've had a chance to work with. And I look at the many, many teachers, the wonderful chaperones, and all the administrators that we've had a chance to work with over the many years. And then I look at the suppliers who we've partnered with, who have been as much a part of our success as us a part of their success. People like Mike McGill, David Myers, and Doug Anderson, and Mike and Tom Goebel from the Lakefront. And then on top of that, we add the tour leaders, the people who I work side by side with out on the roads, that we've confronted challenges and problems and dealing with all kinds of circumstances, the good times and the tough times. And there are just so many people, too numerous to discuss, that over the past 25 years have played such a valuable role. They have really meant the difference. And to so many of our groups, they are Scholastica Travel. And they mean so much to our business. And they definitely are highlights. And I would be so remiss if I didn't say that one of the highlights has been working side by side with many of our staff people. The people who have given so much in terms of dedication and professionalism to making sure, taking care of all the many minute details, to putting a trip together. Just so many little things that multiply when you have 20, 30, 40 buses out in a week. That they have just been phenomenal. And just a credit to our mission statement of caring professionals who have taken care of creating long-lasting memories. They are the behind the scenes who have been the nuts and bolts, the real foundation of Scholastica Travel. And they are the highlights. Having a chance to work next to these people for 25 years has been the highlight of my life.
You travel on. You travel on. You reach for the highest star. You dance with all your heart. You travel on. In the morning, when you're aching, and the sunlight, it hits your eyes, you feel you are falling, you are mistaken. You see your moment, it has arrived. And as the world passes by, it greets you with a song, with a spark in your eyes. You travel on. You travel on. You reach for the highest star. You dance with all your heart. You travel on. Reach for the highest star. Dance with all your heart and travel on. You reach for the highest star. Dance with all your heart and travel on.
Yeah, in the summer of 1980, when we were sweating out our decision to go into the educational travel business, things were looking a little bleak. With a wife, a new baby, and a new home to support, we were really anxious about receiving our Interstate Commerce Commission license. In 1980, the industry was regulated and you needed a license in order to operate. And during that summer, we had to wait until everything finally went through the Interstate Commerce Commission till we had approval. So we didn't know whether we were going to be in business or not in business. And having responsibilities to support, this created a lot of anxiety through the summer. And it wasn't until September, well actually in July, end of July, that we received word from the Interstate Commerce Commission that our license had gone through, and that we had to go through a number of other bureaucratic things in order to get our final approval. But since that time, in all those anxious moments, here we are 25 years later, 7,800 trips approximately, and almost 500,000 students. We are just so blessed and so grateful for all the people that we've encountered all those years. In our mission statement, we'd say that Scholastica Travel is a caring team of travel professionals who are dedicated to creating long-lasting memories. And I can tell you that it's been the people who have made the biggest difference for us, that have created the long-lasting memories. And Nancy and I both would like to just thank you for 25 wonderful years, and we look forward to many more great years in the future.